Hey everyone, this is Dan. Let's talk about what's happening with Moderna. My latest conclusion is that Moderna will be worth $150 to $170 a share within 3 months. I'll explain why. I have discussed Moderna in 4 of my previous videos. I talk about the technical and fundamental analyses for Moderna stock. To quickly recap, these are the topics that I covered. I looked at the timeline for the COVID vaccine, the stock price, how it trended in the last few months, the financial summary of the company, the development pipeline, analyst ratings, I did my own evaluation, and patents and lawsuits, as well as stock sales by insiders. The links to those videos are provided below this video, in case you want to check them out. Let's take a quick look of the price chart for the last 10 months. As you can see, the price went from about $20 to more than $135 now. It's more than a 500% increase. It has certainly performed well. Recently, however, the stock seems to have run into a speed bump. That's because many things have been happening. Let's look at the last 2-3 weeks in details. This is the hourly chart that goes from November 30th to 8 a.m. today, which is December 18th. I mentioned in my video 2 days ago that I saw this triangular pattern. When the triangular pattern broke downward, I sold some of my shares. Then when the price started to get support, I started to buy again, here and here. I also did some swing trades yesterday when the price ping-ponged up and down. What I see now is a new pattern, which is the downward channel. In the next couple of days, it'll be critical whether the price will be supported at this 134 level. If the price comes down and bounces back, it'll either be stopped at the upper boundary of the channel and come back down again, or it will break above the channel, which will then be a very bullish sign. If I see that bullish sign, I will definitely buy more shares. However, if the price goes below the 134 support, I will be selling. Let's look at other support and resistance levels. Before we do that, if you like what you see in my video, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel. Please also click on the notification button so you will be notified when I post any future updates on Moderna. Let's look at the hourly chart again. I see support levels at 134 and 128 and resistance levels at 145 and 148. Of course, the upper boundary of the channel that we just looked at a minute ago will be a strong resistance as well. Let's look at the Bollinger Band and RSI. The lower band provided support here. At that point, RSI was less than 30, which also provided support. The upper band acted as a resistance as expected here. The mid band, which is the 20-period moving average, acted as a support here because the price was falling into that line. In the next few days, if I want to do some swing trades, I will continue to watch the downward channel, the Bollinger Band, RSI, and the historical support and resistance levels. I make some profit with Moderna already between September and last week. I should probably sell my remaining shares and cash out at this point. Why have I not sold all my shares yet? That's because the fundamental analysis tells me that Moderna is worth more than the current level of about 140 a share. Also, as long as the stock is not going much lower, I can take profits by doing swing trades when the stock ping-pong through a horizontal channel like this in the next few days. Let's recap the fundamental analysis I did in the December 16 video. I looked at the P/E ratio of 9 other pharmaceutical companies, then applied the average P/E ratio of 12.4 to Moderna. I calculated the expected earnings based on how many doses of vaccine I believe Moderna would sell for the next 3 years. That's how I came to the conclusion that Moderna will be worth $150 to $170 a share. Let's look at the recent events that might have affected the stock price. This morning, Moderna sent out a press release saying that the EU bought an additional 80 million doses. That's about $2.4 billion of additional revenue for 2021, which will be a 20% increase from the previously projected volume. Yesterday, December 17, the FDA medical panel endorsed the Moderna COVID vaccine. That means the FDA will most likely approve the Emergency Use Authorization either today or tomorrow. The stock price opened lower this morning. A lot of people are definitely selling on the news. I'm not worried at this point because the fundamentals point to at least $150 a share for the long term. Now, there have been a few downgrades and target revisions by analysts recently. On December 16, Jefferies downgraded Moderna from buy to hold and raised the price target from 90 to 150. On the same day, Morgan Stanley downgraded the stock from overweight to equal weight, which is basically a hold recommendation. They raised the target from 100 to 150. On December 9, Needham downgraded Moderna from buy to hold and removed target price of $110. On December 1st, August Research raised the target price from 88 to 200. I noticed that even though Jefferies and Morgan Stanley downgraded Moderna, the new ratings are hold, not sell yet. Also, their new target price of 150 is definitely higher than the current price level of about 140. From my own calculations, I can see how they arrive at the 150 figure, which is a very conservative estimate. Besides, August has a target of 200, which is even much higher. That's why I'm not dumping my shares yet. To recap, I predict the price will be at 150 to 170 in the next 3 months, as Moderna gets approvals from the US, EU, and the UK, and as they continue to sign more sales contracts for the vaccine. Of course, the stock price will be subject to short-term technical fluctuations. I always like to be mindful of downside risks. With Moderna, I see the following: adverse reaction to the vaccine, delay or failure in getting approvals, analyst downgrades, collapse of the stimulus talks in the Congress, causing the stock market to crash, supply chain problems with the vaccine, patent lawsuits, or US election uncertainties. I'll be monitoring Moderna's progress very closely and might sell my shares if I see the risks are beginning to outweigh the potential rewards. When I see any big changes happening, I will post a new video. I will also add update notes below this video, like this, and I'll do that between today and the time when I post the next video on Moderna. But checking back to this YouTube link every once in a while, you will be able to see my latest notes. Please remember to click the like button and subscribe to my channel so that you can be notified of the latest updates. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a few more seconds, hang in there. I'd like to share with you some additional information. In the meanwhile, I'd like to wish you the very best with your financial investments. If you wonder when the market is going to crash again, check out a video on this topic in my playlist. The following is a list of the analytical tools I use and the information I look at every day to develop my investment strategies. After doing hours of research, I summarize my findings into a few minutes of video for you. Links are provided below this video for you to learn more about RSI, Bollinger Bands, the role of the Federal Reserve Bank, etc.